This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, April 7th. It's just me alone in the studio. Ow! That's a wolf. But Erica and Stephanie, yes, are joining us from their homes. Hello, ladies.
Hey, girl, hey.
Morning, Tori.
Good morning.
Hi.
Now, I know none of you can see me, but I chose to wear like a blue muumuu. So just picture like Blanche from the Golden Girls as your host tonight. It was after a couple glasses of wine that I chose it for Rent the Runway. So just go with that.
That's okay. I'm sure you look fabulous, and I heard you were wearing blue.
Thank you. Everyone's agreeing and saying I look good, so I feel validated. Some celebrities have been revealing what's been like living with the coronavirus. Pink opened up about her and her son's very scary battle with the virus. If you didn't know, she did test positive with her son. Take a look.
My 3-year-old, Jameson, who you just saw, had the worst of it, which
Really?
many nights where I've cried, and I've never prayed more in my life. It's funny. It's like at one point I heard myself saying, I thought they promised us our kids would be okay.
That is hard. Meantime, Andy Cohen is recovering from his bout with the virus and is back doing his work from home. During his time in quarantine, he said he lost his sense of smell and appetite. Wow. And then, of course, Chris Cuomo's wife, Christina, posted an update on Instagram saying her husband is feeling slightly better. She says his recovery routine includes sitting in a sauna. It's really sauna, but I like to say it like that. Taking walks around the yard, eating organic food, and deep breathing exercises. Chris is still doing his show from his basement. Erica, really quick, I want to go to you. He's doing some actual new techniques from his lungs and some new recovery options. What are you thinking about that? Tell us more.
I think that anything helps, especially when we're giving people the idea or the hope that they can somehow empower themselves. I don't know what that means medically, but I do know, as someone who does Pilates on a regular basis, that I am very inclined to be hunched over. That's what he was talking about. All of my stress is really in my chest. And when I do Pilates, it opens me up. That's one of the main reasons why I do it, so I can be opened up, so I don't have that heaviness in my chest.
Wow.
So when he's talking about the fluids not settling in, it makes sense to me. Now, is that the medical answer? Are all doctors going to agree? That's what's really important. But I do think a big part of getting over things is the ability to believe that you can. So if these are exercises that are going to empower people, I'm all for it.
I agree. Steph, you actually deal with an immune disease, and you've been really ill. I don't know if people know that a lot. He's suggesting fighting for it. Is that something you had in your head when you were in hospital?
He suggested what? Sorry, my love.
Oh, no, he suggested really fighting for it and not just sitting back with the virus. And I know you've sort of struggled with that.
Sorry.
Is that something you did when you were in hospital?
So I was in and out of hospital for a very, very long time, and I think you have to be as positive as possible. And with the messages that they were saying earlier about the breathing, for instance, I think it's really important to have a technique in the back of your mind. We obviously know that's not been confirmed by doctors yet, but just that thing that you know, okay, if I do get this, if I do get sick, this is something that maybe will work for me, really, really gives you a sense of there's something that you yourself can do. And it does make a lot of sense to me. Also, when you were saying about lying down flat, that actually makes sense to me as well, because as someone with asthma, your lungs are not in your chest, they are in your back. So when you lay down, you're actually, it actually crushes them slightly, and it makes it more difficult to breathe. And it's funny because I don't know if this was coronavirus, because it was way before coronavirus happened, but I was incredibly ill at the start of the year. Erica will remember, because she was constantly telling me to go and see a doctor, and I was sleeping with lots of different pillows behind my back to be able to breathe. I think obviously just remembering that, so maybe not laying directly on your back if you do feel unwell, can really, really help.
Yeah, smart move, and from someone who knows, so we really appreciate that. I always get the wrong box. Now I'm just dancing. excuse me, if you find that you're keeping things extremely casual in quarantine, you are not alone. Who needs to get dressed when you're reuniting with your ex? Bruce Willis seems to be self-isolating with his ex, Demi Moore, and their kids in style. Their daughter, Tallulah, posted this pic of the crew, including his sister, Scout, boyfriend, and dog wearing matching striped PJs. Gabrielle Union is embracing her natural curls. Oh my gosh, look at the little one. In quarantine, she posted this sweet photo of my favorite child on earth, her 17-month-old daughter, Kavya, with the caption, "See, mama's got hair like yours." And Ariana Grande might be done with professional manicures for good. The singer was gifted a set of press-on nails by an LA-based nail artist, and it seems like she's a fan. So speaking of grooming, I want to go straight to you, Erica, because of that. You are my Gabrielle Union. What do you think about that cute little haircut and that cute little baby? I just want to eat her up.
Oh my gosh. Well, I commented on it like 10 minutes after it was posted with all dot the dot feels dot. That is just, first, everyone's just getting back to natural, right? I mean, and also most people that we're talking about, celebrities anyway, aren't used to like having to do things on themselves for themselves. And I'm not even talking about celebrities. We at DBL aren't used to having to do things on ourselves for ourselves.
Look at my hair, it's like Ned Stark.
I personally, oh my gosh, it's crazy, right? But, you know, we're embracing all of this natural beauty, and the idea of Gabrielle Union doing it isn't exactly shocking. She does have a natural hairline, and I think it's great, and I also always love when Black women sport their natural hair because the little babies just see that, and it gives them something to, like, really appreciate.
I totally agree. Steph, how are you doing with your nails? You keep them up more than I do. I just went with nothing, but I like those press-ons. Have you done that?
So I used to do those a long time ago. I have tried them, but the thing for those for me, they just like ping off.
Yeah.
If you use your hands remotely in any sense,
that's true.
within about 24 hours, they're going to be gone. And it was obviously the glamour queen of DBL, the Erica Cobb, who teaches all these things. She introduced me to Mainstream Nails, a salon here. And I had my nails done about a month ago, and they're still going quite
they look
strong.
good, Steph. Those are clap-worthy.
You know, so they're doing all right at the moment.
They sure are.
And you know what? I just thought, thank you, God, that I picked a nude colour. Because if not, I don't think they'd look as good as they do. So
my mom has blue acrylic, and she's like, well,
natural is best, ladies.
Yeah, that was a bad choice on my end there. Get this, guys. Late-night hosts and entertainers are banding together to help raise money during the pandemic. We got Jimmy Fallon, we got Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. They will all host the One World Together at Home virtual benefit concert on April 18th. Lady Gaga, my favorite, is helping organize the fundraiser, which will provide protective equipment and supplies that are so drastically needed to those frontline healthcare workers. I call them healthcare heroes, through the World Health Organization and other charities. So we got performers that are like Lizzo, Stevie Wonder, Elton John. Meantime, Adam Sandler showed up on Jimmy Fallon's show again, and the Friends sang a duet about social distancing around Grandma. Let's take a look.
Don't touch Grandma, leave her alone. You can spend a quarter to call her on the phone. 'Cause grandmas like to pinch your cheeks and kiss your head and hug. But I don't want my grandma catching any superbug. So
Okay, so I love Adam Sandler, but I do feel like he's always been like, I speak like an 8th grader, and I am an 8th grader. Steph, are you a Sandler fan?
Yeah, of course. He makes me laugh so much. I think he's one of the funniest guys ever. I love that. That sounds like the kind of song that I would make up, so I feel like it's very much on my way.
I do feel like Steph would do well with that.
I love it. Don't touch Grandma.
Don't touch Grandma.
Don't touch Grandma.
Erica, how do you feel about the benefit concert? Do you think it's a good idea?
I think anything that we can do to help, especially our first responders, people who are on the front lines, is important to do so. I do want to really look at companies who are putting these events on as well to see how they are assisting and how they're handling everything that's happening with the economy with their employees. There have been some situations where their benefits are happening, and I think that's great, and the money's needed, and definitely the awareness. But some of these companies have also laid off significant large portions of their staff while they're doing this. So I really just want to always look at what companies are doing, how they're handling the employees, because these are situations where people are falling into things in situations they wouldn't have been in if they were still at least somehow employed.
Wise words from the Cobb. As always, Eric and Stephanie, stick around. We got to talk more about Tiger King. Riveting news. There's a reunion special in the works, and could there be a new investigation into the mysterious disappearance of that Carole Baskin's husband? Where's Don? We'll be right back. He's with us. Welcome back to DBL. Steffi and Erica are sticking around, thank goodness, because I have someone to talk to about this. The Tiger King saga continues. I can't get enough of this show. It looks like neither can most people. Netflix says the docuseries that explores the seedy world of the big cat and exotic animal trade in the U.S. has been the top streaming show 15 days in a row. Plans are also in the works for a Tiger King reunion special. However, one of the stars, Carole Baskin, will not be appearing. She is not a fan of the show, which raised questions about whether she killed her former husband and fed him to tigers. I don't know if that feeds into that question, but it's a question we all have. Netflix isn't alone. Investigation Discovery ID Channel announced plans to release a limited series that will focus mainly on what happened to Carole's husband. Wow, people are obsessed. Stephanie Jones, please tell me, I know you watch the show. Do you believe Carole Baskin had something to do with Don Lewis's disappearance?
Okay, so obviously this is all wild speculation.
Yes,
Let's just make that very clear. But do I personally think it? Well, it doesn't look good, Carole, does it, darling? Okay, so I said this to you yesterday. I said the funny thing to me was there's this rivalry with Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin, and obviously Joe's wound himself up in prison for all sorts of crazy reasons, one of them being the fact that he actually tried to kill Carol. Let's not even forget that. We'll hire someone to do it.
Good point.
But now, all eyes are on Carol. All eyes are on Carol. Where did her husband go? How did he magically disappear? And she's left with his millions to continue on with what she wants to do. So it's not looking too good for Carol. It does not surprise me that she's not going to be in the reunion because it doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good. She might be Carol Baskin in the fame, but I don't know if she's going to be there. Paching, yes! All right, quickly before break, we want to leave you with something to put a smile on your face. This made my day. Matthew McConaughey was the surprise entertainment for a random Texas senior living facility. He hosted virtual bingo, and the residents looked like they liked it, especially the winners. Watch.
We got an I-24, I-24. Oh! Richard Blunt is waving a hammer up high. Oh, we got Charles Kings and the iPad up high. We got 2 winners.
Okay, my favorite part is Richard with the hammer up high. Erica, would you love Matthew McConaughey to do bingo for you?
I would love it, but I also think that it's a really great way to model what a lot of us can be doing from home.
Yeah.
How difficult was it to set up a virtual session with a senior living facility from home and call the bingo numbers? Like, just think about how we can do simple things just by using our resources. And right now, our biggest resource is time.
That's a great point. All right. Y'all stick around. We will be right back. It was okay. It's okay.
Watching the news these days can be scary.
Call 1-800-592-8589. That's 1-800-592-8589. Or visit HanvanaFoam.com. So call 1-800-592-8589 or visit HanvanaFoam.com. Order now.
Welcome back to DBL. For the moms and dads out there and the grandparents who are feeling at home completely overwhelmed, first off, we understand this pandemic is hard. You are not alone. Earlier, Jeff sat down with Lindsay Powers, this really cool mom and author who started the No Shame Parenting movement. You might have heard of it. To find out what she says, it's okay to be an okay parent. It's a really good interview. Check out our DBL Spotlight.
Lindsay Powers, welcome to DBL. Just like you, I also have 2 boys who obviously keep me on my toes, never a dull moment. You recently wrote an article stating that it's okay to be an okay parent. What did you mean by that?
When I said an okay parent, I wasn't saying I'm a bad parent. It meant that I'm not in the competition to be like the world's best mom right now. I mean, we're not just working from home or parenting from home. We are parenting during a global pandemic. So I think we have to show ourselves a little bit bit of grace.
So, Lindsay, what's been your hardest parenting moment? I understand being a parent is hard in general, but just specifically during this quarantine.
Right, so I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and their schools are closed. I'm working from home. I work full-time, plus I have my new book, You Can't Blake Up Your Kids. My husband's working from home, so we're all stuck in our little house in Brooklyn with not a lot of outdoor space. So after a night, my house was a mess. We just made dinner, of course, the millionth meal that I've made at home, and I had a moment, right? I told my husband I just need 20 minutes. I went upstairs. I closed the door. I said, I have to find a way to make this work. And the way to make it work is to just come to terms with me being the okayest mom. And that's where I kind of set these ground rules that I laid out in this article, what my goals are during this really surreal life moment.
I love it. I think me, you, and my wife and your husband, we need to be social media friends. We need someone to lean on.
We should do this. We can Zoom talk at night about this.
It sounds good to me. Now, Lindsay, you've created a parenting mantra for quarantine. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have a couple of things that stick in my head. The first thing is screen time rules do not count. We are never going to look back at this time and say, you know, I really wish my kids had watched, less Paw Patrol during this global pandemic. And plus, in my book, I do go into all the research with screen time and show that it helps people connect, which is more necessary than ever right now. So screens are fine. One of my other rules is that my home is not a school. You're not going to see me doing math worksheets for my kids, but more importantly, we're focusing on life skills. When we cook together, they learn math, how to follow directions, order, and how many people are quarantined inside their house now and wish they learned how to cook as kids? So school is kind of the school of life. And, we're eating all the carbs as well. I'm not so focused on having this quote unquote perfect meal. Also, comfort food is a thing during a life period that's not the most comfortable. So we're trying to find a little bit of that. And, the last rule is that we're taking breaks. My husband and I are leaning on each other to take breaks, whether that's sitting on the edge of the bathtub for 5 minutes or handing our kids their tablet for a couple of minutes so they can zone out. We're looking at this as a marathon, not a race, and that's what's helping us keep our composure during it, to be honest.
Lindsay, I totally agree with you. I love your style. Now, a couple of years ago, you started the No Shame Parenting movement. Now, today, that hashtag has reached more than 170 million people. Why do you think this no judgment space resonates with so many people?
I think that so many people scroll social media and they're comparing themselves to everyone, right? It's no longer just your mom, your friends, your neighbor. Now you're comparing yourself to that middle school frenemy who you follow on Instagram, to maybe the Kardashians, people who have totally different lives than you, and no one's posting the less than perfect moments of their life. So I think that No Shame Parenting went so viral because it gave people permission to be open and real and honest. And I think it's really important for us to connect.
Lindsay, I'm not even joking. Check your messages because you're about to get a follow right after we're done with this interview.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, my wife too, trust me. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining DBL. Your book, You Can't Blink Up Your Kids, is in stores now. Lindsay, thanks again so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Jeff. Good luck to you and your wife and your family.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by Lifelock. So right now there's a scam about the stimulus check going around. Con artists are tricking people into getting their checks early in exchange for money or personal information. Victims are getting calls, texts, even Facebook messages. I want to repeat this loud and clear. The government will not ask you for your personal information or for money. If you are eligible, you receive the money by April 15th. The government will deposit it into the account you gave on last year's tax return. If you don't have direct deposit, it will be mailed and could take until mid-August. Now, to protect yourself from fraud, call LifeLock at 1-800-495-8730. Erica and Steph, real quick, I want to just take a quick shot of the studio, if we could, from the booth. You ready? Let's take that quick because it's Chris Clark's birthday, our executive producer. Huh? Happy wave. Nobody's here. Just us. That's it.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah, they're all saying happy birthday.
Doing an awesome job, Chris and Tori. You guys are doing amazing. Well done, seriously.
The crowd is overwhelming.
Happy birthday,
Chris. He's also just 21, I think. Erica, you have a Valentine's Day birthday, so you know what it's like when it's kind of like off, right?
Yeah, yes, but you know what? The key is, as so many people are doing during quarantine, is you take control of your day.
That's right. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.